Nippon Hoso Podcast Station.
Today we are continuing with Slam Dunk. This is going to be the last episode. Today's phrase is 親父の栄光時代はいつだよ。全日本の時か。俺は今なんだよ。So in English, when were your glory days, old man? During all Japan? For me, it's right here, right now. 本当に最初入学式の自己紹介とかで飛ばしすぎると下がるしかないので、自己紹介で上行ってそのまま右肩上がりの方出会ったことはありません。Like go A C like A E C that is so like for me it was embarrassing. Okay, チアリーダーになってたらここにいなかったかもしれない。でもどうなんだろう。結局どっかでベースは一緒なのでチアリーダーになったとて無理だったんですかね、私には。その世界線も見たいですけどね。
Anime English Club with Sally
Amaki.Hello and welcome to episode 47 of the Anime English Club. I'm your host, Sally Amaki. 今週もよろしくお願いします。So it is March 31st today. That means it's gonna be the new school year in Japan pretty soon. おめでとうございます、新学期。入学とかもあるのかな。As an adult, I would like to just give you one advice and only one advice.During the icebreaker, like the introduction part of, every school year, do not try to be a cool kid. Everything just ends horribly. 本当に最初入学式の自己紹介とかで飛ばしすぎると下がるしかないので、自己紹介で上行ってそのまま右肩上がりの方出会ったことはありません。右肩上がりだったよっていう方は、ちょっとコメント欄とかなんかメールください。でも自分で右肩上がりだったよって言ってる時点で多分ですけど、ちょっとなんか裏で言われてたと思います。はい。なので、静かに、ね、天木さゆりです。皆さんと仲良くなれるの楽しみにしてます。ぐらいにしましょうね。はい。もう自己紹介で自分を知ってもらおうなんてしなくていい。はい。頑張らないで。Yeah, so for the icebreaker, don't try so hard. It's okay being yourself. And if yourself is weird, I mean, I would love to spread positive energy and be like, yeah, just be yourself. But the world is pretty cruel, okay? I accept you for who you are. I do. But honestly, middle schoolers and high schoolers, they are not that nice yet. Their frontal lobe has not fully developed yet.中高生の皆さんまだ前頭葉が発達しきっていないので、まだ何でも受け止めますような気持ちに慣れてないんですよ。だから私は大人としてありのままのあなたでいてくださいって言いたいんですけど、あなたを守るために言います。落ち着いていきましょう。はい。あまり色は最初から見せないでいきましょう。安全第一。はい。応援してます。I'm rooting for you. I really am. Please experience the glorious high school or middle school experience that I couldn't. 私が味わうことのできなかった青春を皆さんは味わってほしいです。頑張ってください。はい。Now, wiping away my tears. Today we are continuing with Slam Dunk. This is going to be the last episode of Slam Dunk. So please watch till the end.So Slam Dunk is a manga series written and illustrated by Takehiko Inoue, which began its serialization in 1990. It was adapted into a TV anime in 1993, and the 2022 movie, The First Slam Dunk, also became a huge topic. The story follows Hanamichi Sakuragi, a delinquent who, spurred by a crush, joins the basketball team as a complete beginner.He, along with his teammates, gets serious about aiming for victory in this passionate coming-of-age and growth story of the Shohoku High School basketball team. In our last episode, we looked at a line from one of the Coach Anzai's past episodes. It was a strict but memorable line. Hi. I feel like just looking at this story, Hanamichi Sakuragi joining the basketball team, spurred by his crush,It's such a very anime thing, especially in Japan. Well, not just an anime thing, but I feel like this kind of beginning was very popular in Japanese dramas as well. これなんでなんですか？なんか、like, I understand if it was like his childhood crush or something, but Sakuragi was rejected by like 50 girls before he even came into the school. So like, I don't know. For me, I would think that his new crush is just another phase, you know? Like, I wouldn't really call it true love. But like in a lot of these anime and dramas, it's like written as true love. なんか結構重たい、本当に重い気持ちを持ってるじゃないですか。これ、なんか当時のアニメとかドラマ、トレンディードラマとかなんかあるあるなんですか？なんか、シティハンターとかも結構なんかちょっとジャンル違いますけど、なんか女の子にちょっと目がないぜみたいなの結構だいぶ、ありますよね。それで言うと最近のスポーツアニメってあんまり女の子を入れないようにしてるような気がします。それは、なんか、ファン層の違いなんですかね。結構、まあ、ガチ恋勢とかっていう言葉がそもそも当時はなかったですもんね。そのアニメキャラとかに、置いて。そういうところなんですけど、あんまり逆になんか、女の子キャラを横に置かないようにしてるんですかね。じゃあいろんなジャンルができて、全部を含めなくてよくなったってこと。なるほど。難しいのが、when I look at sports anime these days, like I get worried about their personal lives. Like I feel like sports anime in the past, they pretty much give you what they do, なんだろう、outside of their club sports. But sports anime these days, they don't really tell you about their private life. So I get worried. I'm like, do they have a girlfriend? Like, do they have a boyfriend? Like, are they okay? Like, you know, like, are they actually studying? Like, who's gonna go to, like, a university? And, like, who's gonna just, you know, start working right out of high school? Like, I get super worried. そう、みんななんか、人生をちゃんと謳歌してるかなってなるんですよ。なんか、スラムダンクとかだと結構、教室のシーンとか、練習以外のとこも全部見せてくれるじゃないですか。まあ、恋してるとことか。私、やっぱ最近のスポーツアニメだとみんな本当に高校生活ちゃんと大丈夫って、友達はいるのかなとかなっちゃうんですよ。なんか、ちょっとプライベートが見づらくなってるなとはあります。まあ、その分、妄想も広がったりとか、まあ、チームメイトとの絆とかより一層感じる時とかもあるんですけど、そういった寂しさとかはありますね。はい。なんか、だから、それで言うと、in Haikyuu, it was very rare for one of the characters, Suguru, to have a girlfriend. ハイキューで言うと、スグルくんだけ、ちょっと、ミカちゃんっていう彼女が出てきて、もう、我々オタクは大騒ぎですよね。恋してるキャラクターがちゃんといたってなって。なんか、まあでも、配給で言うと、まあ、田中くんとかが清子先輩に対してきっと、なんか、こういった、あしらわれてる感じのあんま相手にされてない系のラブあるんですけど、ちゃんと恋してるっていうのが描かれたのがちょっと久しぶりすぎて、ときめいちゃいまして。すいません。今週はスラムダンクのお話をしましょう。We're going to talk about slam dunk, so let's get into this week's episode. So today's phrase is, 親父の栄光時代はいつだよ。全日本の時か。俺は今なんだよ。So in English, when were your glory days, old man? During all Japan? For me, it's right here, right now.So this scene is from the 2022 movie, The First Slam Dunk. During the Inter-High Tournament, Shohoku High School is facing the nation's top team, Sanno Kogyo. In the final moments of an intense game, Sakuragi injures his back, diving for a loose ball and crashing into a table on the sidelines. The back injury could be career-threatening, and he is urged to go to the bench. In response, Sakuragi shouts this line at Coach Anzai.Determined to return to the court despite the pain. はい。いやー。harsh scene. はい。I don't know. I don't really relate to Sakuragi in this scene, even as a past former athlete myself. You know, I used to wish I got injured during my figure skating practice so that I didn't have to compete at all. I hated I hated competing. So anything that would get me out of having to go in front of people and compete, I'd be like, ooh, I think I sprained my ankle, or like, oh, my neck's broken. I would look for an excuse, but for Sakuragi, this scene kind of shows, how much he's put into basketball and how much passion he has for the games. ですね。So let's break down some vocabs. Glory days. So this is a set phrase meaning a time of one's greatest success or peak. It often comes up in songs and is especially used when talking about past achievements. だから栄光なんですけど、glory days, past glory days だと、過去の栄光ってよく聞きますよね。なんだろう。私も、実は、when I was able to participate in, Kaji Yuki's, program, Soyogi Fractal program last year, 2025, and I wrote lyrics for one of his songs. I titled it Curtain Call, and in that song as well, I used glory as well. I think the song was like, living the dream shining bright in the silver screen, now it's a memory, unwanted glory. だから、unwanted glory はもう、望んでない栄光みたいな。だから、ちやほやされたくない時の望んでない栄光は unwanted glory だけど、glory days はキラキラしていた時代。Oh, those were the days みたいな。those were the glory days みたいな、結構、お父さん世代の方々が昔を思い出すときに、those were the glorious days とか、those were the days, those were the glory days とかよく、しみじみしながら、日々は良かったよね、みたいな感じでよく言いますね。those were the glory days. はい。もう、ポピュラーなのは、those were the days みたいな。あの時は良かったよね、みたいな。those were the days って使ってくださいね。はい。glory days. 次。during は〇〇の間、後ろに名詞をつけます。だから、during the summer, during the game, during all Japan. はい。ですね。during と while, ニュアンスは似ているんですけど、同じ漢字で使おうとすると、例えば、during all Japan を while で言おうとすると、while you were playing in all Japan とか、ちょっと、during は名詞だけでいいけど、while は主語と動詞をくっつけなきゃいけない。だから、〇〇が行われていた間。だけど、during だったら、〇〇の間だけで大丈夫ですね。だから、最初使うとしたら、during だけでいいと思うんですけど、もうちょっと文章とか組み立てられるようになったら、while とか作っていいと思いますね。だから、例えばもう一個言おうとしたら、Can you watch my cat during my lunch break? 私のお昼休憩の間、私の猫ちゃん見ててくれるを、during. Can you watch my cat during my lunch break? で、while を使ったら、Can you watch my cat while I'm on lunch break? ですね。だから、ここもまた during だけだったら、お昼休憩だけでいいんですけど、while って入れると、私がお昼休憩にいる間、みたいな感じの言い方をしなきゃいけないです。はい。Next. It's right here, right now. So, Hanamichi is like, for me, my glory days is right here, right now. So this is more emphatic than just saying it's right now. It highlights the specific location, quote, right here, and the precise moment, right now, stressing not any other place, not a second off from this very moment. So, right here, right now. 今、この瞬間、みたいな。今ここでみたいな、結構どっちも別に今だけでもいいじゃないですかとか、ここでだけでもいいけど、今ここでとか、今この瞬間みたいな、ちょっと強調したいときに right here, right now みたいな感じで言いますね。 だから他に使える場面で言うと right here, right now。でも日本語だと桜木は今なんだよしか言ってないじゃないですか。だから本当直訳するとしたらfor me, it's right now って言うと思うんですけど、多分ストーリーの感情を汲み取って桜木が今この瞬間なんだよのニュアンスで今なんだよって言ってるから、多分英語を英訳するときに it's right here, right now で使ったと思うんですね。はい。
引っ込めかけられて、
はい。
で、いやもう出させろっていうシーンなので。
結構熱いシーンってことですよね、本当なんか、right here, right now, right here, right now, it's right now, it's right now。でもなんか right here, right now ってつけることによってより一層なんか今このコートの上の時間が俺のなんかその栄光なんだよみたいな感じのニュアンスにもより一層取られるので、この時間なんか right now だけだとこの時間がこの時期が俺の栄光なんだよじゃなくて、もう今このコートに立ってる今がなんか俺の輝かしい時期なんだよみたいな感じのニュアンスがより一層 right here, right now って感じですね。はい。1秒のズレもない今この瞬間というピンポイントさを強調してくれるということで、なんだろう。まあ、let's say you guys really want to go to a idols concert, but you have work. And you're like, oh no, like what should I do? But you know, idols graduate without even telling you. You know, they graduate when you don't even, when you least expect it. So you're like, no, like I can't miss any concerts. I need to go right here, right now. Or like, 本当今この瞬間、推しのライブに行かないといつ卒業するかわかんないからみたいな、今動かなきゃみたいな感じで。I need to do this right here, right now って言ってネットでチケットを買います。はい。今この瞬間動かなきゃみたいな気持ちで使ってください。はい。Now let's look at the pronunciation. This week's phrase is 親父の栄光時代はいつだよ。全日本の時か。俺は今なんだよ。So in English, when were your glory days, old man? During all Japan? For me, it's right here, right now. One more time. When were your glory days, old man? During all Japan? For me, it's right here, right now. So pronunciation, when were your glory days? When were your? なんか were の R と your の R が似てるので、口の中いっぱいいっぱいになっちゃうとは思うんですけど、when were your?were って言ったままの口をキープしてください。So keep the mouth after you said were, your, and then just readjust your tongue, take it back a little, and then shoot it once again. When were your ですね。口自体はそのままの口なんですけど、ベロだけちょっと後ろ行ってまた前に発射してください。When were your はい。口は一緒です。were と your は。はい。次。glory. I would say putting emphasis on the L makes it easier to pronounce it. So don't say glory. glory って言いがちだと思うんですけど、glory. ロじゃなくて lore. ベロが水泳選手だとして、pretend that your tongue is a swimmer and you're gonna flip and then kick the boards again. はい。もう足でめちゃくちゃ glory 歯をベロでめっちゃキックしてくださいね。できるだけ強くです。glory. Your glory days. だったら言いやすいと思います。グローリーだと口やってみるとわかると思うんですけど、歯の裏につかないんですよ、グローリー。でも、グローリーだと歯の後ろにベロがつくので、より一層発音が良くなります。glory. Alright.
アニメイングリッシュクラブ with サリー・アマキ。
Now, looking at the cultural context. So, I was never a part of the basketball team and I was never a part of a school club team. So, I can't really speak much about high school basketball. But I did have a basketball team at my high school. So, I can speak from what I saw. So, I know, first of all, a lot of the high school basketball teams in America have tryouts. So, in the first episode of Slam Dunk, Sakuragi was like, oh my god, like you're so tall, you can definitely join the basketball team. That doesn't really happen in America. Like it happens if you're like super tall, like the coach would come to you and be like, hey, join the basketball team. But usually there is a tryout, and if you don't get on, like you're not even on the team. Like you won't even get benched. もう本当スタメンとか、ベンチとかの概念でもなく、もう本当チームにも入れない、チャンスももらえないっていうのが結構多くて、そうじゃないチームもあるんですけど、私のバスケットボールチームはトライアウトがありましたね。Even the cheerleading team, our middle school and high school cheerleading team had tryouts. I'm going to dig a very painful memory. ちょっと過去の私の記憶を遡るんですけど So, the reason I first got into anime in the first place is because I didn't get on the cheer team. Yeah. So I was a very shy girl in America, in American school, and I didn't have many friends. And I had one friend who was very bossy, and we were a group of 3, and she was like the queen. Like she was so bossy. I hope you're not watching this. She follows me on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, I know. Please don't. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So she was like the queen, and me and this other girl were basically like we couldn't say anything to her. Like, yeah, she basically made all the rules, and so one day we were like, you know what? Let's go on the cheer team so that we can change our lives. チアリーダーになったら現状が変わるんじゃないかみたいな。と思って、so this one girl, my other friend and I, we tried out for the cheer team. And the results were, she made it on the team, but I didn't. Yeah, I didn't make it on the team. So then suddenly in middle school, halfway through middle school, she became one of the cheerleaders. So she made a lot more friends, and she became like during lunch as well, like she would sit with the cheer team. So it was just me and this other girl. So I was left to deal with this queen. And I was like, oh no, I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. So I stopped going to school for a little bit, and I was in my room, and I was on Tumblr, and I saw like a lot of collages for Gintama, and that's what got me into anime. So if I made it on the cheer team, if tryouts weren't a thing in American school, I don't think I would be here right now. The reason I am here is because I couldn't make it on the cheer team. Very reasonable reason behind it too. During the cheer tryouts, they made us say things like go, AEC, like AEC. That is so, like, for me, it was embarrassing, okay? Like, I was so shy. Okay? I could barely speak normally in front of people. Like, why would you think I can be like, go, AEC, you know? To give you an idea of how shy I was born and raised in America, okay? And English is my first language. However, my 7th grade English teacher called me after school or after class, and she was like, are you okay? Can you speak English? Like, she thought I was a Japanese transfer student, and the reason I didn't talk at all during class was because I couldn't speak English. So yeah, that's how shy I was. My English teacher thought I was a transfer student. I spoke perfect English, but I told her, yes, I am a transfer student. はいですね。だからね、ちょっとチアリーダーになってたらここにいなかったかもしれない。でもどうなんだろう。結局どっかでベースは一緒なので、チアリーダーになったとて無理だったんですかね、私には。その世界線も見たいですけどね。 これができてる。あと当時めっちゃダンスできなかったんですよ。I had no rhythm. Like even when I first started becoming an idol, I had no rhythm as well. So yeah, I would have to stay after our lessons and just do this like beat exercise. So embarrassing. But yeah, so many reasons as to why I did not make it on the cheer team. Very salty about that. あ、これもよく使ってください。very salty。salty っていうのはあんま直訳すると塩っぽい。しょっぱいって意味なんですけど、ちょっとなんか、納得いってないっていうかなんかちょっと、未だにちょっと嫌な気持ちなんだよね、みたいな、時は、I'm very salty って言ってください。ちょっとそのに対してちょっとしょっぱいんだよねって使ってください。I'm very salty or she's salty, he's salty とかですね。使ってください。So that's it for this episode of the Anime English Club. Thank you so much for watching. In the next episode, we will talk about dagashikashi or dagashikashi. です。I'm also going to bring some English snacks of my own that I love, so please come and watch me eat some English snacks. はい。So you can listen to Anime English Club as a podcast and on YouTube where you can follow along with transcripts and subtitles. You can adjust the speed however you want and listen as many times as you need to get comfortable with English. Listening over and over is really the key to mastering any language. For Japanese and English subtitles, go to youtube.com/@anime-english-club or just search by the title. And the Anime English Club wants to hear from you. Please let us know any anime you'd like us to cover. For specific lines, please tell us whose line it is and which episode it's from. Or just any general English questions, please email us at aec@1242.com. That is aec@1242.com. You can email me in either Japanese or English. メールは日本語でも英語でも大丈夫です。ということで、I didn't really notice this, but なんだろう、アニメ見るときって、当時見てたときって何にも思わなかったんですけど、やっぱ時代を乗り越えてっていうか、なんか時を経てもう一度、なんか1990年代のアニメとか見ると、なんかこういう感じの動きだったっけとか、なんか今のアニメに慣れてるとこの演出、こんな感じだったっけとか、結構昔は普通に見てたのが、この記憶ないみたいなのがいっぱいあるので、皆さんも今一度7シーズンありますが、スラムダンクちょっと1から見るのめちゃくちゃおすすめします。なんか新しい楽しみ方がありましたので、please watch all 7 seasons and one movie of the Slam Dunk series. And thank you so much for tuning in. See you next week. Bye! From the Nippon Hoso podcast station, this is the Anime English Club, hosted by me, Sally Amaki. This episode was written by Naoki Nakamura, edited by Naoki Yamazaki, directed by Hiroshi Kochi, all from Waltz Inc. Our executive producer is Shiori Tanaka for Nippon Broadcasting System Japan.